my name is Angela Johnson, and I am an advanced practitioner of the BodyTalk system, and I'm here to invite you to a 30-day Cortices challenge. So it's January 15th, 2017. Inauguration is, this coming week, and there's just a lot of interesting emotional energy around the United States and the world. There's so much, and I feel like this 30-day challenge that was set out by the International BodyTalk Association for as many people as possible to all be committing to balancing their brains every day. I don't think there could have been better timing. So if you are not familiar with this technique, go ahead and watch this video. If you are familiar with this technique, go ahead and share this video. I've got a link in the comments to the Facebook event. And if this is after January 15th, when you see this video, it is never too late to do your own 30-day Cortices challenge. Leave me a comment when you begin, halfway through, leave me a comment 30 days later. I want to hear from you. Make your own video demonstrating how to do this technique. Super, super simple. Before we dive in, just want you, if you haven't seen this technique before, 3 things to keep in mind. One is your breathing. Your self-repair radar is literally using your breathing cycle as a scanning mechanism or a scanning tool. So as you fully exhale, your self-repair radar is scanning your most dense tissues. So for example, your bone tissue at the very bottom. As you start to breathe in a little bit, you're going to be scanning through your muscles, your ligaments a little bit more. You're going to be scanning through your epithelial lining. You're going to your intestines, for example, your blood, your lymphatic fluids, all of that is what powers your immune system. All the way to the top of your inhalation, you will have scanned through your meridians, your chakras, your molecules of emotions, your belief systems, all those little bits and pieces floating around us that tell us what is and isn't possible. If you're not allowing the radar to scan there, you're not going to allow your self-repair process to aim there and rewire whatever communication circuits are ready to be repaired. So please inhale and exhale fully and really be engaged in that process. Not just when you do Cortices, but in life, please. Second thing to keep in mind as we do this technique is you're setting up bridges. Your focusing tool is your hand. And you want to keep your fingers together. And the reason is because what we're literally doing is setting up a bridge between the 2 sides of the cerebral cortex. So your cerebral cortex is divided in half by the corpus callosum. It's a fibrous tissue right in between. We're setting up a bridge to allow the communication to happen between the 2 sides. Okay? And we're also basically like harmonizing the frequencies between the 2 sides. As the brain is responsible for basically computing what's happening in the body. So by balancing the brain, we're really balancing the entire body. So make sure your fingers are together for the bridges because you don't want cold spots to be left unhighlighted. If you want to learn more about the science, go ahead and go to bodytalksystem.com. The third key to keep in mind is the focus for the tapping. So BodyTalk uses currently 3 main areas that we tap over. The first one is at the head, so the brain in the head. There's a field, electromagnetic field, that goes out about 2 feet, which is currently measurable for most people. So you want to make sure you're within that 2 feet. And you also want to make sure you're evenly contacting both sides. So maybe just line up your middle finger with the center of the cranium to make sure you're not getting like kittywampus. You're right direct here. As we tap over the heart field, this is a huge electromagnetic field. You can go to HeartMath Institute online and read all about it. It's a massive electromagnetic field. You can tap anywhere in the sternum. And this is like hitting the save button when we do BodyTalk techniques. By tapping over the brain, it's like initiating a repair of the communication circuit. Here we save a new blueprint of the upgrade, so the rest of the body can follow suit. And then we tap over the enteric brain, or the enteric nervous system seat, which is in the small intestine. So our bodies can digest and integrate at a very deep level the upgrades that we're suggesting are possible. Okay, we're going to put all those 3 things together. Okay, so make sure you're breathing well. Fingers together for the bridge. Go ahead and start tapping and breathing. You're going to want to do 2 full breaths in and out at each bridge along the cerebral cortex while alternating between tapping at each of those 3 brains. When you're finished with the first set, you'll go ahead and set up another bridge. Fingers together for the bridge, fingers spread for the tapping. initiating changes, saving changes, and digesting and integrating those changes. Literally repairing the circuitry of the brain so that it's able to do an improved job of updating its hologram of the body. You notice that I'm tapping over the top of the bridge here, which is just fine, because remember that electromagnetic field at the top goes out at least 2 feet for most people. Down to the forehead. It's a really special spot in us humans, right? Our left prefrontal cortex is that seat of our executive, logical function. On the right side, we've got our instinctive and intuitive functioning. I don't know if you've ever had that experience where your logic talks you out of your intuition, but tapping here and highlighting this bridge helps those two to be better friends. And the last bridge we're going to set up here is at the temporal lobes. If we had flashlights shining from our palms into the center, right where they would meet in the middle is the limbic system. So take a deep breath here. Our limbic system is home of all those little structures that are directly involved in the fight or flight response. And the fight or flight response is the opposite of the self-repair mode. So as we rewire our limbic system, we're doing amazing shifts for our body's ability to tap into its natural resilience that's available to it. So when you feel like those two flashlights are shining nice and bright, you've got a nice bridge highlighting from the temporal lobes all the way through the limbic system, you can release your hands and just gently tap between the two hands, all 3 brains, in whatever sequence you feel guided. Imagine like you can still feel those hands at the sides of your head still highlighting. And if you feel like you need to, repeat the hand positions and get a better experience here, feel free to do that. Just make sure you continue to fully breathe in and fully breathe out. So welcome to the Cortices Technique. I encourage you to take a couple seconds to just close your eyes, feel what that feels like to be in your body after doing this technique, which took a couple minutes. And if you feel like this is something that you may benefit from, if you'd like to step into each morning with this technique, with this feeling and this level of self-repair, which you just ignited, your parasympathetic nervous system, your self-repair mode, I challenge you to do it for 30 days. In fact, I challenge you to enter into dream time by balancing your cortices before going to bed too, and any other time during the day. And yeah, let me know. Shoot me a comment. Let me know how you're doing with this. Please share this video if you feel guided to, and look in the comments. There's actually a Facebook event set up by the International BodyTalk Association, challenging as many people as possible across the planet to try this for the next 30 days. I imagine a world of unity and harmony and balance and abundance, and I think this can be something that helps us get there. So thank you so much, and may this help you on your soul's journey.